G'day guys, Yossi from Iron Edge here. One of the mega bonuses in supporting the Epic Spartan Race series is that I get to jump into all that muddy race madness and competitive Spartan spirit with each and every event. Now, having raced 2 Spartan sprints and 2 supers already, I have come to realise something quite interesting, yet not overly surprising. And that is, with all the challenging obstacles littering the course, there is still one obstacle that continues to elude even the most hardened Spartan athletes. Of course, this obstacle isn't a climb, crawl or carry, and doesn't even require you to swim through a river of muck and foulness either. Yep, it's that annoying spear throw, and with an over-anxious and mistimed flick of the wrist, you too will be kissing the dirt for 30. At this point, I hope you have those arts and craft skills honed from my first spear throw tutorial, because now we're going to get to something way more specific and have you picking off a wild hay bale at 10 metres, no sweat. Tools-wise, and to keep things simple, you'll need a drill, an 11mm drill bit, a hacksaw and a 13mm spanner. Having a vise will also make things a lot easier as well. Next, hit up your local hardware store and grab an M12 by 200mm cuphead galvanised bolt, tube of liquid nails and a nice heavy wooden handled rake. The grand old Spear & Jackson is a no-brainer, aptly named and will do the job perfectly. First up, place the rake in the vise. Grab the hacksaw and take the head off that beautiful rake you just bought. Find right where the wooden handle finishes and cut there. This way you can preserve the metal end cap to maintain strength in the head of the spear. With the rake in the vise, carefully drill a hole in the handle, right in the middle, to a depth just above where the rivet holds onto the end cap. Place a small amount of glue along the inner edge of the hole, then cover the bolt thread as well. Screw the bolt into the handle using the spanner. This is a little tedious, but will secure everything nicely. Wipe off the excess and let dry. Give the glue plenty of time to dry, so feel free to practice those burpees. And there you have it, a Spartan practice spear to hone that throwing arm. But remember, always find a suitable place in which to practice away from the wandering public. The rules are simple. Stand 10 metres from the infamous hay bale, and with a single throw, lodge your spear soundly in the target without it falling out. Simple. The real secret here is to take your time. Rush it and you'll inevitably pay more than just a time-wasting penalty of burpees, because it'll sap those energy reserves as well. Also, using a systematic approach can really help and settle those nerves. So think of the obstacle as a 6-step battle plan. Balance, stance, aim, breathe, draw back and follow through. Plus, it'll give you something to focus on. 1. As soon as you grab that spear, use 2 fingers and find that balance point along the shaft, wrapping your fingers all the way around for a solid grip. Second, set your stance so you can generate force and power from the ground up. Carefully aim and sight your target. Remember, by aiming slightly higher than you think, will allow the spear to travel in a true parabolic path. The spear will dip towards the end of its trajectory, so by allowing for this, the spear will drop into the sighted target and not drop dangerously low on the hay bale. Fourth is that all-important breath, to settle the nerves and to set the focus. Draw the spear back, but don't overextend, otherwise it can drastically affect your aim. Let fly with a complete follow-through. This will make sure you give the spear enough force and allow it to travel straight and true. Just don't go overpowering it. Put too much pepper on your throw and you can kiss all accuracy goodbye. Of course, practice, practice and practice again. And remember to jump up and down for joy with every missed throw. To build up specific strength, rotational power and dynamic stability for the spear throw, here are 3 exercises to help you out. The power band press, the power band wood chop and the single leg kettlebell clean. First up, choose an appropriate band and tie off at about shoulder height. Set your stance and set the power band across the palm and grip tightly. Initiate the press from the hips and press out from the shoulder in a controlled manner. Don't forget to pivot and rotate the upper body as you press. Naturally, work both sides. Next up is the wood chops. You use the same setup as you did with the press and the same band as well. Then you want to see yourself parallel to the anchor point. Gripping the band across the palm, interlock your fingers and straighten your arms completely. Just check to make sure there's no slack in the band. Distance yourself so there's just a little bit of tension there. Once again, lock the arms completely, engage that midsection and then rotate through the hips. Drive this movement from the hips. So from there, driving through the hips and draw the band in a strong arc across the body in a controlled manner. Of course, when I say controlled manner, I don't mean going out to the end range and then just letting go. It's control all the way through. All the way out, all the way back. All the way out, and then all the way back. Just make sure you rotate around a central axis That way, you'll control the movement better and prevent any kind of additional movement with the body. So once again, nice and strong, locked arms, drive, out, and back, out, and back, rotating and driving from the hips. Lastly, to balance strength and development to the posterior chain, is the single leg kettlebell clean. Standing with a narrow stance, set the kettlebell on the outside of your foot. Lift that foot and reach down with a strong neutral spine to grip the kettlebell. Drive through your heel, keeping your arms straight. Picking up speed as you rise, extend all the way up, maintaining that straight arm. Keeping the kettlebell close to the body, bring the kettlebell high enough so you can drop under and catch it in the rack position. Make sure you are balanced and use your other leg for balance if you need to. Return to the floor for another rep. Here is a short program to help you prepare for the dreaded spear throw. Keeping things simple and creating a systematic approach will be your greatest asset. So now you have all the tools, get out there and get practicing. A handy tip though, always be prepared to throw random burpees and skills-based tasks into your running program. Because at the end of the day, it's all very well to be able to run, throw, climb and leap over walls, but being able to do all the same during a race while fatigued and more often than not with wet and slippery hands is entirely a different story. Specific preparation and preparing for the worst will have you sailing through any Spartan distance without a burpee in sight. For all things Spartan, jump over to the Spartan Race Australia Facebook page, and for all things training and preparation, hit us up at ironedge.com.au.